do that.
Good morning.
Hey, everybody.
Good evening.
Feels like morning for me. This is...
She kind of crashed on Charlotte's bed. I had to go up there like 5 minutes ago, guys, and go, what's going on?
We'll just chit-chat with you while we build an audience. I see people starting to come on. And then we got to make sure that we can see comments as they come in as well.
Oh, that's good.
But some of these people have no idea who we are, so tonight we're going to...
We have to introduce ourselves a little bit.
Oh, there's people from all over the place.
I want to fix it. I see a blurry camera. Sorry. There we go.
There's people from all over the world in this group.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Did any of you stay up way past your bedtime last night? We're in like the post-Super Bowl.
So the Super Bowl was
exhaustion,
in Minnesota. That's where we are.
Which isn't a
is
huge
cool.
deal.
I mean, it's like 7 hours
us.
that way, but
South.
Who are you?
She knows. She knows. So anyways, we watched the Super Bowl, and for me it was mostly about watching the halftime show, and then This Is Us afterwards. But then after that was the local news, which I don't really care about, but then cause it was Jimmy Fallon with Justin Timberlake and the cast of This Is Us. So it was probably 1 a.m. by the time I got to bed.
Oh, it was 1 a.m. Yeah, trust me, I remember that. I get up at 5:30, so I'm going on about 4.5 hours of sleep by him.
And then I'm usually fast asleep by 8:30 at night, typically. So I was just putting my kids to bed, and if I lay down next to them, I know that I'm going to crash. So Jacob came and got me about 8:15 and said, or was it 8:10?
Yeah.
And he said, "Are you coming?" And I said, I am. I'm just resting with Charlotte. Well, at 8:25, I'm like, like totally in dreamland.
I'm sitting, I'm like, all right.
Okay, so we are coming to you guys. Yes, Sandra, Jacob would have thought you were serious. He would have been like, what? JT and This Is Us, absolutely. I was captivated by it all, but that's a totally different video that we could do. So we could, I mean, why isn't there a This Is Us discussion group? But anyways, we are coming at you. We are Kate and Jacob Lundquist. We live in northern Minnesota, and we have 5 children.
You kind of see them above us, actually.
Well, as babies.
Right.
Well, and there's our family picture, but they can click on our profile picture and internet creep on us if they want. We have nothing to hide. We have so many people with us. This is going to be great. Every Monday night, as we can, we will come on here live. I can think of a Monday in March where I'm going to be out of town.
Sandra's the Smarties. Oh my gosh, yeah. I love it. Those didn't last very long, Sandra.
I can think of a Monday in March where I'm going to be out of town. So we'll either pre-record something or just postpone a week. I'm not sure. But otherwise, we'll be here to chat with you on Monday nights. And it's totally casual, totally laid back. But we just, a disclaimer, yes, we are just a normal, run-of-the-mill, dare I say, like middle-class couple with just trying to raise a family and keep our heads above water. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that. People in this group are going to be in all different spectrums of places financially, and everybody belongs here. I think it's a myth to think that like people need financial planning or financial guidance unless they're rich, and need like a money plan, or unless they're super poor and need a money plan. Where does that leave all of us in the middle? You know, we actually need to talk about money. It's not taboo. It is a personal subject, so share as much or as little as you want. But
this has been a passion of ours since we really did the first financial piece. So we really caught the bug, and it's just been something. I mean, but we're real too. We go through ups and downs, and we're not in a slump right now. But I definitely know we're in a valley where we, in our past life, in our old house, you know, it was a lot less money to maintain. So I think we got a little more comfortable. Now we have, you know,
we're just in a
we're in a different
season
chapter.
of change,
yeah.
where our family
Kids are
dynamic
bigger,
is changing.
Way more activities than I ever knew was possible. It's just all these new things.
New
So like,
house.
okay, we gotta, like Kate and I were like, we gotta
There's things we need to do and adjust and change.
We gotta adjust.
But I want you to know too, there's going to be so many different attitudes, and everybody's going to be at a different place. Some people are like chomping at the bit. Okay, let's talk. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to make changes. I'm ready to go on a debt diet, or I just want to build my savings account. I want to get organized. And then others of you are sitting here going, all right, what do you mean you want to talk about money? People are skeptical. They're like, what do you mean you're going to change my life? Now, we're not going to change your life. That's totally up to you. And by change your life, you're not going to be rich by the end of this 10 weeks that we're going to do. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. But if you think about somebody who might want to get healthy, imagine if somebody's overweight and they're just not in control of their health or their habits. Same thing, just relate that to financially. It's easy for somebody to look at somebody else who needs to be healthy or desires to be healthy to say, just eat right and exercise. If somebody tells me that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to eat right and exercise. And I get to day 1 and I'm like, well, what should I eat? How often? Where do I exercise? What kind of exercise? Should I run? So like when I'm exercising, I need a plan. I need like the Couch to 5K program. I need somebody to say 3 times a week, you do 20 minutes of exercise, you run here, you walk here. That I can follow. This is what this does, you guys. This is what the book does. It's a plan.
It's so sad how easy it is, but how hard it is, because it's so not America. That's, I think, the hardest part.
It's sad because in this day and age, we're very much an Amazon Prime culture. We're a I want it now culture. We're a if we like it, we want 20 of them kind of culture. I mean, but he says he's not teaching us anything that our grandparents wouldn't have.
Well, this is what our grandparents did, and our parents really too. Like my dad was, he was all about, if you have the money, then you pay for it when you have the money. It's all about saving. And then, debt wasn't a thing. Afford it. If you can afford it, it actually means you have the money in the bank and you can afford it. It's not like I can afford a payment. No, it's afford it. And it's hard for me. I want things, and I always have to tell myself, live like no one else, so that later you can live like no one else. And it's hard, but it's good. Like Kim says, like they never budgeted before, and they want to make it and stick with one. That's what we want to do.
We struggled with that for a long time. We would write down approximately, this was way back when we were first married and maybe had 1 child, we would write down our goals of what we would spend, but we wouldn't really stick to it. It was like a loose guideline. And we still went ahead and bought whatever we wanted anyways. And then with money we didn't have.
At the end of the month, we're like, where's all our money?
Yeah. So there's going to be some of you who are so excited. I know for me personally, I knew this past summer, fall, I was like, I need to lose weight, and I wasn't feeling it. I didn't want to give up butter. I didn't want to give up chocolate. I didn't want to give up my favorite things. I wasn't ready yet. I'm hoping that some of you in here are gearing up, ready to go, and others of you, if you're just wondering what on earth this is about.
And I was a skeptic. I see some people saying, my husband doesn't want to. I remember when Kate told me about the class, like, we're going, I'm like,
it was not that way.
Well, no, but
you wanted to go. I was like,
but I was still like, nobody's gonna tell me how to use my money. I remember when they first presented it, I was like, put up my guard. But then I kind of looked at our finances and went, yeah, we could maybe use this. What is this all about? And that was in a more of a church setting, but this is still a very, for all people, it's so applicable. It's crazy how easy it is.
I just know that others are going to be very skeptical, and they're going to say, what are you going to tell me I need to give up?
Yes.
I don't want to go on a debt diet. I don't want to scrimp by. I don't want to,
I have to ask them,
put limitations on.
Are you happy?
Like, I don't want to give up butter if I'm going to go on a diet. Like, so what I'm saying is you can still go on a diet. You can still get financially healthy without giving up all the things that you love. But I also want you to know, I'd say the more committed, the more extreme, the more creative you can get about getting serious about this, the better. And the more results you'll see faster. So if I'm going on an actual diet, I'll maybe allow myself 2 tablespoons of butter a week instead of maybe the stick or 2 I have a week typically. I mean, you have to limit. You have to put boundaries on. And I was so skeptical at first until somebody stood up, and we took the first Dave Ramsey class through a church setting, which is probably the most common way that people go through Dave Ramsey's course, is through a church. However, people go through it in their workplaces, they go through it in jails, they go through it in wherever they're, wherever there's curriculum across the board. So with that being said, sometimes you'll get a little piece of religion strung in there, or he might reference something in the Bible. I want you to know, wherever you are in that kind of journey, that doesn't matter either. I mean, we of course wish you the best in whatever you're exploring and wanting to do, but just so you know, but it's not based on that or anything. This is a one size fits all for everybody. Anybody can put these principles of this book into their lives and have it change. Now, I remember, this is 8 years ago. We're parents of 5 school-age kids. We were parents of 2 young daughters, probably 4 and 1.
4 and 1.
Charlotte was approaching 1. Now Charlotte is now 9. So this was 8 years ago. And a couple stood up in church. I was a teacher. Jacob worked somewhere around here doing what he does.
It's like 8 years ago. Let's count back. I was at Marvin.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I've had a couple job changes. It's okay.
we heard about this Dave Ramsey financial piece. I put up my guard. I might be some of you know, money is personal. I'm not going to a group to talk about money. I felt like we were good in our finances, and I was actually feeling like protective over that. I thought this was like a support group for people that needed help. I didn't realize this was like a financially plan your life and build wealth, build security, build peace. Hey, Alicia. So I didn't know that. I was very naive, and I have a feeling out of 500 plus people here, there's probably a good chunk that are like, what is this? What you're going to talk to me about money and what to do with it? That's my business. And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. I had some savings. I didn't want people to know. Like, I just was like feeling very shy and protective.
We had debt that we didn't want to, we had things that
debt can feel shameful. But it also feels normal too. I didn't want people in my business telling me what to do. And then this couple, they were the Baileys, they stood up together. They may have even had their son with them, who is high school or college age, I don't remember, but they were very vulnerable with us, and they were in their 50s, I would predict. And they did essentially what we're going to do with you. They were vulnerable, and they said, here's us. These are 2 professional, older generation people saying, we recently celebrated, after reading the Dave Ramsey book, we celebrated as a family a very big milestone. We just completed baby step 1, and we have $1,000 in the bank for an emergency fund. And all of a sudden, them sharing that with me, I thought that was very eye-opening. And they talked about their goals for the future. I thought, okay, I want to try this then. Mm-hmm. Their story helped me want to do better with my story. And so I think, and then when Jacob and I joined the class, I think out of the 3 times we've done Financial Peace University, our first time going through it was the best. Simply because there were probably 20 couples. We are all at the same stage of life and we're all in the same small community, and there was so much community there. Mm-hmm. So every time we would see each other outside of our group, outside of church or in the hallways at school or at a play date, we were talking about money all the time. So Jacob and I in our lives right now, we don't have a lot of wiggle room to meet with a group of 10 couples on every Wednesday night. We just don't. We need to be able to put our kids to bed, and look at now we can reach 500 people at night by just hopefully bringing you that community and that support.
And we're going to be vulnerable. We're going to try to be as real, because that helped us. and it's hard to be
We don't
open.
have anything to lose. We don't care if you want to throw tomatoes at us or give us hugs. Like, we're going to just be us. I think we're secure enough in our lives now, emotionally, that we don't really care. Like, we're just doing what we do, and we're happy to share with you.
I care a little bit.
Yeah, he cares more than I do.
I'm more emotional than she is, so.
Yeah. But so what happened was we joined that first class, and the amount of, we all wrote down on a piece of paper, first of all, how much savings we had, and then on another little piece of paper, how much debt. The amount was astronomical.
Without your mortgage, just
non-mortgage debt. The amount was astronomical.
Hundreds of thousands.
By the time the class was over, I want to say like $80,000 or $90,000 was paid off by the class collectively. I mean, it's just because we were together, we were motivated, we were keeping each other accountable. I mean, play dates, we were not talking about TV shows or whatever.
We're talking about budgets.
We were talking about how much do you spend on groceries every month? Oh my gosh, how do you save money with food and things like that?
What's this cash system all about?
How do you bring it? Oh, will you go to my? Let's just show them the cash envelope.
I'll be right back.
So, anyways, so then Jacob and I really took it seriously. I mean, you put a plan in front of us, and we will work. And you guys, it literally changed the course of our lives. I feel like we have a very, almost a dramatic story tied to Dave Ramsey. Other people will say, yeah, it helped us, or it helped us get on track, helped us pay off debt. No, for us, it changed our lives.
Life changing.
Changed the course. I don't want to know where we would be without it, without getting that control over our finances. I think we'd have less children. I think we'd still be in our old house. I think I would probably still be teaching.
We'd have these money fights.
We'd probably fight about money a lot.
We
don't
do
fight about
that.
I must say.
How many of y'all have money fights?
Yeah.
That happens. And it's
money is probably stressful for a lot of people. Not saying we don't have stress associated with
but
money.
But I mean, we have a plan, and we stick to it, and we communicate. And that's just like...
When there's a disagreement about money, we have to go, okay, is this according to our plan? Is this according to our goals? Right. And it's something that we've both really agreed on and stuck to and know it works. So if it doesn't, then we can go, okay. With that being said, we need you, if you're doing, I hope that if you are married or in a relationship where you're sharing funds, that you are on the same page. We have begged you from the beginning to try to be on the same page, and it's a process. And with that being said, 8 years into this system, last night Jacob and I had conversations about where we are hurting, where we could do better, and I get defensive because I don't want to give up what I've been doing, things I've been used to, because bad habits have started again.
Yep,
That's why this course is not done after 10 weeks. This is something you guys have to commit to.
Constantly moving.
It's a lifestyle, and not to scare you, but we should go back to the story about how it changed our lives. So 8 years ago, Jacob was working, I was working as a teacher. Probably soon after, we paid off.
Hi, Tammy, don't worry, we're just talking.
We took the class very seriously and aggressive, and we worked at it aggressively. And it's like I don't even know where to go with that. We had 2 little children. I was very happy with our life. It was fine to me. We lived in a house that we had had for a handful of years, 4 years. We had avocado green appliances, and I remember I wanted to get rid of them. I wanted new ones.
Ow.
I was ready to either take out a loan.
Oh yeah, we would just get anything we could.
I was like, if we take out a $5,000 loan, we can pay that off in a year or two.
In a couple of years.
We took the Dave Ramsey class, and the underlying message that I came away with is like, no, you do not have the money for those appliances.
You can't afford this.
You
don't have the money.
You have other people you need to pay back first before you get anything new.
We had bills. We had debt. I'm sure we had hospital bills, and we were putting our kitchen over top of lender. You know, we had hospital.
We had other things we had to pay. We had credit card debt. Here's a vulnerable story for you. Remember when you freaked out Kate, we have 1 penny in the checking account.
Okay, so
1 penny, you guys.
Okay, this is.
We had 1 cent to our name.
This
I swear.
This is a true story. I remember this. Oh gosh, it was the end of. It was about a week to go in the month, but I wanted to go golfing, so I was gonna go get $20 out of the ATM, so I could pay for 9 holes of golf, and I go to the ATM.
Denied.
Prints out your receipt. $0.01 in our checking account, and we didn't have savings.
Of course, it was all my fault.
We didn't have. Well, Kate used to balance a checkbook back then.
Not my strength, and I don't do that anymore. Not my strength.
We had 1 penny. We had 5 days until I got paid. Stress. I was at work. I remember on the website refreshing, hoping things every day didn't clear, and we didn't bounce a thing. I don't know. I mean, praise God. I don't know how it happened, but
yeah,
I got paid,
on by
and that was you were at Michelle's house. I remember we're done. We're changing. I'm gonna start balancing. I balance every week.
Yep.
But I was
You
really
used
good.
to be really good.
Oh my gosh,
But we don't use their checkbook much
But
anymore.
we don't use our checkbook. But we use our checking account.
The moral of that story is I think
Know your strengths and weaknesses.
I think most people out there though live like that. You spend.
Been there, done that.
I'm not being accusatory. I'm just saying I think most people, how many of you would be willing to click that like button right now for you spend on your check card even, and just hope that when you check online banking that it's going to stay positive. Like, I'm pretty sure I can spend this today because I'll just check tomorrow and make sure it's all good. Oh yeah, see? There's people. You just hope. And I'm just telling you that that's one way to go, but there are better ways.
And that's why I was like, is that fun? Because I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, we struggle with it, but it's not very much fun when we do that.
So we became true Dave Ramseyers. A lot of you do
Oh
this.
gosh, and it was awkward too. I gotta say,
I have always lived beyond my means. I need to change that. I want to have a savings and be able to build for my future. You're
Amen.
in the right place.
Yep.
This is what we're going to start. And we're going to slide till denied. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. Broke when I get my paycheck. And that's another thing. People feel like, I make good money. Why do I feel like I have none? Okay?
that was us to a T.
Well, I don't think we thought made good money.
Not good money, but we had good. We're good
we had
jobs.
Decent.
Yeah.
We had jobs in our career.
Yeah.
Isn't this what you do? You grow up and then you get the things you want. I mean, we're kind of a culture that now that we feel like we should have houses as nice as our parents or cars
Vehicles,
that are
yeah.
nice. And you guys, we totally have a Dave Ramsey minivan. We are both
And I hate it.
gainfully employed,
I
and
hate
we
my
have
minivan.
a nasty, rundown minivan because that's paid for. And that's just what we're gonna do for now. And I don't care what anybody thinks, but we don't have to pay for it. It's cheap. And so if somebody wants to judge us or think things about us because we have a crappy minivan, who cares? We're not in debt up to our eyeballs with a $50,000 Suburban or something. You know what I mean?
70. They're
I'm just
freaking
sorry
expensive.
if I ever offend anybody. I hope I never say anything bad. If you have a $50,000 Suburban, we'll talk about that in a few weeks, okay?
That's when we get the debt snowball going.
Yeah. We're going to pay that sucker off or sell it for something better. All right?
A lot of people do that.
So I just have a feeling there's going to be a lot of things I wish I could have said or that we wish we would have shared, and we're just not going to get to everything. There's so much to talk about. I hope I take care of the finances, and my hubby will not be happy when he finds out. Any tips on this? You've got to get him on the same page.
Well, you
as
gotta,
you.
yeah.
You got to say, honey, we are going to be
And it's-
so amazingly secure in a couple years, but we got to stick to this plan.
Well, it's all where you're at, but there's also we have a budget and we get fund money, and I have my wallet, I have my money. If I want to go out and eat, if I want to go save it up and buy something I want, Kate can't say anything about my money. But we budget our money, we put a name to it. So it's those are the kind of things where I think the guys I make all the money, blah, blah, blah. But you got to, your family, you got to budget, and you got to allocate it to the right accounts. And
this is just gaining control. It's telling your money where to go instead of at the end of the month going, where did it go?
Where did it go?
Jacob and
we had a lot of what just
where did
happened
all of
to
our
all
money
our
go? Where did all of our money
remember
go?
our loose budget that we had? We should have $500 extra. Where did it go? We had no idea.
Yeah. My husband is happy we're doing this. He lost his job for a while and we're still getting ourselves back on our feet.
Awesome.
So this is a good thing. He's totally on board. And I think, Nicole, you bring up a good point. There's rarely a time where Jacob and I ever feel like anything is a true emergency. And because of this, we have emergency funds tucked aside.
We have savings tucked aside.
For years, people probably thought, I mean, we lived like nobody else. We lived really below our means, probably. This sweater, I know it's ugly, but it's warm. This is from a sell and swap site. I probably paid $1 for it. We buy a lot of used clothes. We use coupons. We use gas coupons. We ride share when we can. I mean, we really, especially in our years where we were really building, where I was a stay-at-home mom without a job.
I was, supporting every.
We really, but we had extra money that we were plugging away. We were putting money aside that was considered extra and building security at the same time after our debt was paid off. So now, if a car piece breaks, it's not something I'm going to be up chewing my nails all night about because I'm stressed. No, we've got a car fund in the bank that we have to draw from, just where we plug a little bit of money away every month just in case anything happens. But we also have an emergency fund.
And we have a Christmas fund. I love that story. Like every year, December, it's Christmas, and you have no money.
Everybody acts so surprised every December.
Again? It's Christmas again?
There's a holiday named Christmas and we have to spend like $1,000 on our kids. Oh my gosh!
So what do? Every single month, we put a little bit into our Christmas fund.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was like the biggest saver ever. It's like, oh my God. And then I saved for my golf membership. Instead of having a big thing throughout the year, you just I need $300 in May, break it all out to a month, and then you just allocate. I mean, it sounds like it's so silly, but yet it's so simple. I don't know.
So tonight, just with our story, we haven't even really told our story. We've been telling bits and pieces here and there. No, it's okay. It's just hard to kind of have that organization. But let me just run some statistics by you.
Ready from stats? Everybody stay awake? Is everybody staying awake? Can we get some thumbs up? Are you all awake?
America is at the highest point of credit card consumer debt that it's ever been at. I mean, it's 1.3 trillion in debt. I mean, Americans are getting out of control. Everybody, people are with us. We've got it. Look, I mean, that's like 100 people. Thanks, guys.
64.
We appreciate it. It's so much debt. And what I talk to people, I listen to people, I soak things in. I'm observant when it comes to people. I can't balance a checkbook, but I hear people. And I'm hearing financial stress all the time. Constantly. People can't do things that are good because they're financially stressed.
The things that really matter, they can't do.
Or people can't give to causes they care about. Or people can't take advantage of opportunity. I mean, people just don't have money, you guys. I just feel like I hear it over and over again, and it's hard to even come up with an example, but I just think people are getting sick and tired of being financially sick and tired. Dave Ramsey says that in the book.
Hi, Kruger.
People are spending money that they don't have to buy things they don't need, to impress people they don't even like. I mean, it's just it's out of control. Or they're...
Yeah, all the Twitter.
And I can say that
Instagram.
When Jacob and I started this and stuck to the plan, we cut out so many extra things in our lives, but we have never been happier in our marriage ever. I actually miss the days where we were so fired up about this. Now it's just part of our lifestyle. We were so fired up working on something together and making progress, making gains.
I do want that again. Like
yeah, I'm ready to get aggressive. I wanted to go treat myself to a $5 coffee today, and I did not. Those are the simple little things. I was like, no, I can get a 99-cent treat at Holiday, or just nothing at all. I don't need it.
Holiday coffee, by the way.
So, I mean, and his aunt is like a coffee shop owner, and she's like, Kate, quit messing with the coffee people. Coffee's an affordable luxury. I'm like, I'm sorry, Aunt Teresa, but if we're in debt up to our eyeballs, nobody should be buying $5 coffees. Honestly, that's my opinion. But maybe once in a while, budget it. Use your fun money to do it.
Yeah, you budget it. It's like, don't take everything away.
No,
but
I'm just saying.
But it's
not every day.
It's
not
the
every
excess.
Day.
We live in such excess. It's crazy. Right there, 1.3 trillion in debt.
So student loans. How many of you are struggling with student loans, or just like still that? I can only imagine that weight of student loans from like something 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago.
Oh.
Still being a slave to that. That is totally. So many people have that. Median student loan debt is $50,000. $50,000. That is only going to keep going up because secondary education keeps.
Good job, Emily.
Yeah, look at you. Awesome. Doesn't that feel so freeing?
But yeah, the others have them. I mean, it's like pulling you down.
The average mortgage debt is $175,000. I mean, these are all things that we live with. Yeah. The average auto loan, we need transportation, right? $30,000.
We're not there. Thank goodness. I hate.
It's heavy.
Auto loans. I absolutely loathe though. You honestly drive that vehicle off the lot and it's depreciating like that. I mean, automobiles are just. Oh, what a.
Well,
junk.
it's not a investment. It's just something you buy because you need it, and the value of it goes. I mean, it's just a bummer. The average credit card debt. This is not as bad as I thought. The average credit card debt is $5,000, but the median, which means if you took all the credit card debt and went right in the middle of that list, about $16,000. So there's a lot of people who are way above, and there's people who are below, but right around $16,000. Most people, the average is about $140,000 in debt. There are huge gaps in our culture with what people are spending and what people are making. So this week we're gonna have about 3 weeks before we really get into hitting those baby steps.
And we're gonna hit the baby. I mean, I know we're all excited about the baby steps. we could run through them really quick, but we really want you guys to marinate and really get.
I think what I would really want for you guys is to really get mentally prepared to do this. And
pump yourself up.
Pump yourself up. Start thinking about your goals. Why are you here?
Good job, Heather. Paid off. Heck yeah.
Amazing. Valerie, 42,000. I don't know what debt she's talking about, but just finished my master's degree in December. You're probably swimming in debt. So, but I want you to think, why are you here? Like, what is your ultimate goal? I don't think your ultimate goal is to have $1,000 in the bank, but maybe your ultimate goal is like to not stress about money, or to be able to travel the world with your family, or to give generously, or to put your kids through college. That's a huge one for us.
Think of
big picture here.
Go the 5 mile high looking down goal. I mean, like I just didn't want to fight about money anymore. We had kids. I wanted to help through college.
We didn't want 1 penny in the bank.
We did not want 1 penny in the bank. I wanted peace. Financial peace. That's what I just wanted. Like, okay, it's all good. I wanted
my stainless steel appliances.
But I wanted to be able to pay for them.
Yeah.
And not just go into debt because we wanted them.
The ending of that story is I had to put my dream of new appliances on hold, and we had to get control of our finances. And
we had to curb back a little bit. We didn't do all new countertops, but I did. I put laminate countertops in with the HD. You know what I mean? I tried. We had to cut little corners.
Just saying, we saved up for our appliances, and then using our Dave Ramsey way, we went in there and said, and how about a cash discount? And we got a little discount.
It's all about the cash
and another discount. You know, you really start to look for ways to save when you do this, and it might sound frugal sometimes, but every penny counts, every dollar counts when you're in charge of where each one goes. And so if you can save here and there, so I asked about a discount for buying multiple appliances. I waited till there was like some holiday sale, and then also I asked for a cash discount. They don't have credit card fees to pay. So, and yes, so many living paycheck to paycheck. I work in a business where I take money from people. Now I don't take, people give it to me to buy products, but people say, can you hold this check till Friday when I have money again? I mean, it
kind of just hurt. I mean,
it just hurts.
It hurts.
So that's the kind of things that I hear.
We don't want that.
Cindy says,
we don't want that for you. We want you to not have that. We want you to...
She says, I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. I want financial peace and not freak out at the thought of something breaking and having to use
Jess Rothstein, awesome. They're working on step number 3.
3 and 4 need to focus and get motivated.
So that's where you're getting your 3 to 6 months, and you're looking at college savings and retirement.
So some people are still waiting on their book to arrive. Some people have read it twice. So, but I want you guys to use this.
We're trying to be a community, though, right? That's what this is all about.
Oh no, it doesn't matter if you've read it or never read it.
Yeah, we are to support you. We want to support you.
So this week we'll type this out too, but we're gonna just want you to start gathering information. Write down, what is your income? How much money every month? Sorry, I'm getting the hiccups. Pardon me.
Well, some people are sales based too, so try to get an average. That's a tough one where maybe you're serving, or automotive sales or some kind of sales thing where you're being paid off
hairdressers
commission. Look back in the last few months, get an average monthly income.
So that's the exciting part. Write down how much you have coming in. It doesn't matter. Yep. So we'll get to that too, and I put it in the comment above. Which chapter, do the introduction and chapter 1 this week. And we'll put out an outline as well.
I'm sorry, Jess. I just read that and I'm just laughing. Her book from China landed in New York after 3 weeks. Yeah!
I hope you don't give them a good review on Amazon. Must have bought it secondhand, which is a good thing usually, but...
That's funny. We're tired.
Now I can't think. But I don't even know where I was. Oh, but right now you guys are going to be gathering your ammo, your information, your data. How much money are you bringing in? So for us, it would be Jacob's income, my income, and right now there's not really anything else coming in, I would say.
Right.
Like that, it would just be our income. Like, okay, then we need we'll give you some resources to print or some apps. Where is the debt? That's like trying to look at a list of injuries. I feel like it's going to be painful, perhaps. You guys are going to have to be open with the people that you live with. Ladies, if you signed up for credit cards to get 10% off your purchase at Maurice's.
I hate that program. I hate that program. All of a sudden, Kay ended up with, I'm like, what is this?
What is this Gap card?
You're canceling it right now. I hate it. They get you. I hate it. It's like, nope.
So you're going to have to be honest about all the dark corners.
We got the envelope right here, Sue. We'll get to that here in a little bit.
So you're going to need to write down all your debt. Medical, credit card, car. Don't worry about your mortgage. That's down the road.
Leave that.
Mortgage, we pretty much all have a mortgage, or rent. That doesn't count for your debt. So just, if you owe money to other people, write it down. Okay? You need to look. Okay, how does this line up?
It's probably not going to look too good.
We're also, in the next couple weeks, really going to look at our expenses. What do we need to be spending money on?
What are our needs? True needs, people. Shelter, food, and honestly, transportation in this world.
Yeah.
So that's where you start looking, okay, how much about do I spend a month in food? That was a tough one to figure out. And now as the family grows and these 3 little boys are becoming monsters.
And our girls eat too.
I mean,
they're like their mama.
It's going up. But then you have a car payment. There's your debt. Gasoline. I know how much I spend back and forth driving. And what's your mortgage or rent payment? Then okay, pretty much everything after that.
We'll give you a list.
Everything after that, though, is extra. If you really think about it, it's pretty crazy.
you write these things down and you start to evaluate it as we go through the baby steps and as we're getting ready to really start and dig in. This is where Jacob and I 8 years ago said, oh my gosh, we feel like we don't have any money extra, but we should have extra money. That's, I think, when we do, we're going to do this again right along with you. And I know, because right now in our crazy lives in this season of change for us, we don't feel like we have a lot of extra. And I know that if we take a real hard look in the mirror, we're going to go, oh my gosh.
We're going to have the same.
We should have extra every month. Way back when we weren't making what we were making, when we were much at a different stage of our lives, we were shocked to find out that we should have hundreds extra a month if we only bought what we were supposed to be buying
and stick to the
our
budget.
needs. If we stuck to a plan, we should have hundreds of dollars extra. And then we stuck to that plan.
And
we felt like we gave ourselves a huge raise.
Yeah, it was incredible.
And we were able to plug that money away.
We got
were
step
able
one.
to get
Boom.
step one done.
$1,000 in the bank.
I was selling stuff.
Well, you can breathe. It's like,
doing
oh my
childcare.
gosh, if something breaks right now, I got $1,000 in the bank.
But it's kind of funny. Once you're prepared for an emergency, emergencies don't happen to you.
And that's really a fact.
It's like Murphy's Law. Then we tackled our debt, and then we started going through and we're gonna go through those baby steps eventually. So another big thing, you guys, is, Sue says, I feel bad when Old Navy asks me to open a credit card because I know they need to ask.
That's
and I always
okay.
blame my hubby when I say no. He's the scapegoat. Yes, you just gotta go. Nope. Do you know why they're so freely giving credit cards? Because most people don't pay them off, and then they can charge you 25% interest or 23%.
That's pure insane.
That they make so much money off you guys. So, yeah, it's best to just say no to the credit cards. So here's another challenge, though, just to prepare you guys. It took us months to stop paying for things later. Mm-hmm. What started for fear into hope by the end of the night. Oh, good.
We like that.
This is why we're doing it.
No fear.
This is why I'm not sleeping right now. This is why I want you guys.
We want this for us again.
Yeah.
We want
give
the
you guys
fire
hope.
again. But we want you guys to feel it too. It feels so good. It does.
It's hard, but it's good. It's like exercise. I can't stop bringing the analogy to like a diet or an exercise plan. It's going to be hard. Like if somebody said, Kate, you need to be waking up at 5 a.m. every day to do the treadmill, I'd be like, but I know it would be good for me. That's what.
And
this
you know
is.
it would feel good. It's just getting up.
You'd know your lifestyle would feel. Your
Do we need
days
a treadmill?
would be better.
Should we get a treadmill?
I wouldn't mind.
I know. I wouldn't mind either. It's great to hang
We'll
clothes
save
on.
for one.
They're great to hang
So
clothes
here's the
on.
deal. Jacob and I and I know, feel free to share with that like or love button, or maybe even the smiley face or the laughing face. Ha ha ha. Okay. How many of you are like, well, I get cash back on my cards or airline miles, so I'm going to just put everything on the card and don't worry, Kate, we pay it off every month. Any of you? Who's going to fuss up? Because that's what we were doing.
Emily, I don't.
Are you gonna make my Jeep disappear? That's funny. Oh, I hear it a lot.
We're gonna make is the
and it's
Jeep.
much easier.
Is
Look
the
at all
Jeep
these people.
Full of is it debt though? We're gonna get that Jeep paid off. That's
Yeah,
what we're gonna do.
if you love
You're
your
gonna
Jeep,
own-
then
you're gonna own it.
You wanna really own it. So a lot of people just fessed up to loving their credit cards because they get cash back. But don't worry, we pay it off. I hear that all the time.
It's so tempting.
And it's easy for me to say on a screen, like, you guys, that's a little jacked up and we're going to fix it. In person, I'm always like, oh yeah, I get it. I know. So Dave Ramsey will say, quit doing that, and we're going to talk about that because that's how Jacob and I were too. We had cashback Discover card. I have the whole number memorized. I was emotionally attached to my credit card. I had it since college, and I had the front and back memorized. I could buy anything with that because I had it all up in here. It was my first credit card, so we used that for the cashback bonus, and
it was the devil.
To pay for things later
Oh,
caught up to us real
you're
fast.
1 month
It's-
behind on everything.
And then you start to go, how did this get so high? It starts to build up on you because you're not tracking what you're spending.
I can't spend it. I can't pay it off this month, but next month I will.
Next month I'll pay it off.
We just won't spend anything on this month.
It's hard to have control really over a credit card so it took us months to transfer out of that lifestyle of swiping all the time. And you guys, we transferred. What we did is we looked back on our credit card, and if you look on your online statements, it'll break it down for you. This is what you spent on groceries. This is what you spent at different...
The movie theater.
Yeah, supply stores. And let us know if somebody said we're frozen.
We're frozen?
Are we better now? Somebody help us.
Oh no, frozen.
I hate our internet.
Well, it's not.
Are we back?
Anybody?
I see people reacting.
Is frozen, or did they time out?
You're good. Okay, now we're back, hopefully. You're
fine. Okay.
So show it. Sorry, guys. Not frozen here. So we'll just keep going. And what we can do is we'll save this video onto my phone, and I can also put it on YouTube as well, and hopefully it works. So
for all the people who we weren't frozen for,
you guys, so we had to stop doing the lifestyle of a credit card and stop doing a cash lifestyle. Now, I've spoken to church groups and I've spoken to crowds of people about the fact that we carry a load of cash. If any of you ever rob me, I'm going to be so upset. I'll kick you, okay? I'll find you.
This is our month right here. You're taking
yeah, we're at the beginning of a month too.
From our children.
Our baby's mouths. So nobody's ever taken my wallet.
No, you have lost this before. I recommend getting a tile. I'm going to show them that. You guys ever lose stuff like my lovely wife sometimes? These things are awesome. They're little tiles. Okay. Slip it in here. If it ever gets lost, we can find it.
I want to say, this is usually this has like receipts sticking out of it, all ugly.
I hate the
We
receipts.
have not. This is probably our second Dave Ramsey envelope.
This is their second.
And if you guys really dive into this, if you have an extra $10, $15, I would look online, see if you can buy a Dave Ramsey money envelope system. You can buy it from Dave Ramsey. You can go on Etsy and find some really cute ones. All right, this is essential for our family. We've been using this for 8 years. This is our cash envelope, and it's divided into categories.
So what do we got?
So we've got, and these need to be adjusted, babysitting money, which is something that we can adjust now because we have a daughter who's approaching 12, and it just changes our life a little bit. However, we do have a helper that comes over every once in a while. But babysitting money, we take out cash every month so that we have babysitting.
Not this month.
Looks like it's empty.
I didn't budget it this month. That was a bad one.
Household. All right, we've talked about this might go into a savings account. So, like I said, we're in a season of change where we're adjusting. But household, it's like our toilet paper and paper towels and dishwashing. Well, I buy that with my business, but anyways, household goods. If we go to the store to buy
Alicia,
something
we're
with
just going
household.
over our cash wallet system.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She froze. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, some people froze and some people didn't. So we've got the cash to spend on that stuff. Haircuts. So usually at the beginning of the month,
ladies need their haircuts.
Jacob will
say... The boys get their haircuts by the lady.
That's one thing we started to do is...
I haven't had a haircut from a barber in a very long time.
So, and we might not use this. And when you're going through the program, if you have money at the end of the month, you can roll it into next month or use this. Plug it into your savings account to get that $1,000 step one. So haircuts. So there's money in here for haircuts. That means this month, and I don't think we'll use it. So we must have talked before we did the budget. Family fun.
Work on that
if we go to a movie, it comes out of this family fun. There was a movie that came up a couple weeks ago, and we knew that our money was dry. We said no to the movie. We can't just do whatever we want. We have to live within boundaries, and our kids will learn from that as well. Yes, I want to take all my kids to the movie. Yes, I want to go to basketball games and buy all the popcorn.
Yeah, and truth be told, we probably could have afforded it, but...
We could have taken haircut money and done... Like, sometimes we bounce around like that. Like, we'll borrow from Peter to pay Paul or whatever. But no, I just really wanted to say, nope, we don't have the money for that. We have, a savings account with our emergency fund in it, but going to a movie is not an emergency.
That's not an emergency, yeah.
and we're going to be better for it. For that's a food budget.
Food's big, and we have a gas one in there too.
And then gasoline.
And with the food, I actually have 2 foods. I always split, and there's some coins. I split the food budget into 2 weeks.
If, let's say we had a budget of $600 a month, and he put $600 in my food envelope, I could probably, with the size of our family, go and spend $400 in the first week and a half, especially if we go out to eat once, you know, and then you're left with the rest of the month going, oh crap.
PB&J.
Yeah. So what we decided to do is put half of it in one envelope, half of it in another.
And the best thing about the cash system is it's so visual. Mm-hmm. Like we can look at the food budget and go, ooh. You know,
yeah, I need to get creative.
We've gone grocery shopping. I got to get creative here. We're having some macaroni and Parmesan cheese. You know, it's like whatever.
Well, you dig in your freezer and you go, oh, I have some beef in here. I can make meatloaf.
Yeah, we're not going out to eat.
It's going to be bacon and eggs tonight or whatever. So plan accordingly.
I love how visual the cash system
yes.
is. It's quite nice. It's not just endless swiping. You have no idea what you have.
Now, you guys, it's really easy to swipe credit cards and not feel emotion with that, or not feel. It's just so easy to swipe, and I just know. I know, it's not as easy to hand over cash.
We have to handle that $50 like.
Yep. It's harder to give up your cash, and therefore. That's why I'm going to really beg you guys, even if you feel like I can pay off my credit card and I'm making airline miles or whatever. No, just try. Try it. Try it. Okay, try. So.
I'm going to wrap up here.
Well, let's see. I was going to try to keep it under an hour. So basically, Jacob and I were on this path. We felt like we were doing everything right. I was slightly offended that I was going to be put in this money class. It was the best thing we've ever done. Best thing for our marriage, best thing for the future of our family. We went on to becoming financially secure with a plan. And after our 3rd child was born, I missed my kids. I was sick of paying somebody else to raise them. Now, I did daycare for years for my kids, but something changed when number 3 came along. I started to miss them fiercely. I wanted to be with them more. I had hired a nanny and I became intensely jealous of her. I would come home and see her playing in the backyard with my kids, and here I am with a pile of papers to correct, and I'm tired. I was exhausted with that lifestyle. For the first time in my life, I thought, I want to be a stay-at-home mom.
We never thought that.
Never thought that would be happening. We were able to look at our budget because we were organized and say, okay, if this piece of our income comes out, if this piece of our income comes out, what will that mean?
I mean, her whole salary had to come out.
Which was all going to daycare anyway, so it wasn't that hard. I think we were actually going in the negative because childcare for 3 was very expensive. And I could have held on to my teaching career and I wanted to be home. I thought I can teach later. So it actually took us all of 10 minutes to look at our budget and go, we could do it. And he gave his blessing. I thought and prayed about it for a long time. I felt like agonized over it because I loved my career. Oh, I love teaching. But I loved my kids more. And I knew that if I wanted to go back to teaching, I could do that later. So was it a year after we took Dave Ramsey? About a year later, little over a year, I handed in my resignation letter from my career and became a stay-at-home mom. And that's when the Dave Ramsey principles really came into play, because with those boundaries, I was able to stay home comfortably and we were able to provide for our family because we had stayed in those boundaries and given ourselves those limits. We weren't stressing about money, even though we weren't making much. And then, you guys, we came across on the international adoption journey unexpectedly. We were able to take a trip to Haiti, started the adoption process a few months later for 2 boys. We would never, ever have been able to do that had we not had the savings to get started. Had we landed on the adoption journey years before, we would have said, absolutely not. When you are financially secure, when you have a plan, when you know where your money is and when you know where it's going, you can say yes to so much more. And it's going to be a different yes. It's going to look different for every person. For us, it was a huge yes to a huge expense, tens of thousands of dollars, that ended up getting covered debt-free over the course of 2 years through our savings, through our hard work, fundraising, and through a lot of grants that we applied for, the generous donations of others. But we were able to take a huge leap of faith that we never would have had the confidence to do otherwise. And that's how this has changed our lives. I can only imagine what is out there waiting for you guys after you get things together. Okay? Like, it's really amazing.
I think too, quit living in the norm. Why be normal? I don't know. Normal wasn't very much fun in my opinion. I normal living month to month.
Yeah.
Having fights and bickering and I mean
Stress.
it wasn't normal was not fun. I was done with normal.
And we can't personally like coach everybody through this, but we can come on here and just share what has worked for us. But some of the messages I've received, I just know that we're doing this with like good. This is going to be good. Whether 2 families are touched by this or all 500 of you, this is going to be good. If only, I mean, it's just, we didn't know how many people would do this, but I'm so confident in it that we are going to pour ourselves into this. We can't, like I said, can't coach you guys, but we have each other. And I hope that this community can support and respectfully help each other out and share. It's a closed group, so nothing will show up on your wall. But the messages I've been receiving from people as we've prepared in the last month for this have been so eye-opening. Like, my husband and I are like hanging by a thread because our financial lives are so stressful. Or I'm in debt like $50,000 or $100,000. I mean, people just really are ready to make a change. And so for those of you who are ready, we're here to support you, and we're so excited.
So in this next week, mentally prepare. I think that's a big thing. Start jotting down high level what your finances are, how much you make, debt roughly where you're at, and maybe start trying to track some of those budgetary items like food, your mortgage and rent. That should be an easy one. Gas, any other type of expenses that you do. Then start tracking the miscellaneous ones too. All those coffee trips, going out to eat.
Like, where has your money been going?
Where does it go? I think it's going to be I mean, it was so eye-opening for us. It's like, oh my gosh, we're wasting so much money.
Start taking inventory. Just, again, like a health plan. If something is wrong with your body, or if you think you're allergic to something, your doctor's going to say, all right, write down everything you eat. Write down everything you're spending, you guys. Look back on your credit card statements. Look back on your bank statements. Start getting organized. Where has your money been going? Ugh, I'm trying to think what has been, like, what was a big one, like where a lot of money was going that I didn't realize. I don't know, probably eating out. You guys, that's huge. If you can cut out some restaurant spending, if it's something that you love doing, make a plan to go once a week. But I'm just saying, like, just look.
Don't kill everything. Just you gotta start budgeting and living inside. We're
just taking inventory. We're gonna talk about ways to cut money and save money and build money in future weeks here. So right now it's really just taking inventory. Some of you are gangbusters and you're already like selling your extra stuff, which is great. Stick it aside.
Yeah. If you want to sneak ahead, try to get $1,000 in the bank. Just open a savings account, call it emergency fund, $1,000. That's what we're gonna do.
That's step one, and we're not gonna talk about that.
We're not gonna talk about that anymore.
So
don't. I didn't say that.
Food and
but if you're into like overachieving, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. And Jacob has an Excel sheet that he's going to share with you. It's free,
it's actually
of course.
What I use. I created it.
It's our actual budget sheet.
It's our actual budget sheet.
And it does all the math for you.
Yeah.
You put in your income, and then as you put in your expenses, it deducts from your income.
And then you put what you paid, and then it'll add everything up. I have a little graph. I have little cash places that'll tell you how much money you need, how much cash you need for that month. I'm a nerd. I love Excel. I love all that stuff. So.
Some of you have $1,000. Go stick it in a new savings account. Your bank, if they're anything like ours, doesn't give two hoots how many savings accounts you have.
We have a lot of savings accounts.
We have a lot of savings accounts, and that sounds ridiculous, but otherwise they get all jumbled together. Go open a new savings account. Tell the customer service person you want a name on it. When you log in, you want to see that it's called emergency account, emergency fund. If you have money, if you have got some, go put $1,000 away. Step one, tink. Still join us back here every week.
Yeah.
Don't leave us.
We want to talk to you.
We've still got lots to go. But
all right, so what are we going to talk about?
I'm just saying, okay.
Let's
so
read.
If you have this edition of the book, there's 3 introduction chapters. Read those. Dave is going to talk to you. He's just like us. He's not an expert. We're not accountants. We're just normal people. He's going to tell you.
Abby. Better late than never.
And you can always go back and watch. He's going to tell you what this is about, what this is not. If any of you are skeptical, read it. Yeah. And he doesn't beat around the bush. He's not Minnesota nice like we are. He's just like going to tell it how it is. He's not politically correct. He's just like straight up. He says, this is what works. It's a plan and it works.
This
just
isn't
do
get
it.
rich quick. This is just life planning right
It's for
here.
high income earners. It's for people who are struggling. It's for everybody in between. He says you have to be the one to change. So I put I talked about that. He says he doesn't have any fancy letters after his name, but his plan, his way of just putting a plan in front of people has worked for thousands and thousands and thousands of people. He says
it's such an easy plan, guys.
He says he has a PhD in dumb. So you know how like we said vulnerability really helps us feel comfortable? He has been bankrupt. He's made money, he's gone bankrupt, and now he's built it up. Quite high actually.
And
he's
sustained.
like way up here. And sustained it now. And so he says, from people who do it, he's never had a complaint from people who stick to this plan. I've never had someone write to me saying, I got on a budget, got out of debt, got on the same page with my spouse, built wealth, and I hate it. I mean, nobody does that. So anybody who's complaining at the end of this that says it was worthless waste of time, I'm going to say, what baby step did you get to? Like, what did you do to get your step 1 done? Well, nothing. It's stupid. No, that's not going to happen. If you do it, you're going to be happy. Like, you're going to be so thankful. You just got to do it. For those who have followed this plan and discovered a new life of financial freedom, their lives have been changed forever. That's us.
Yep.
Totally different.
We're different.
Totally different
We're
life.
different
We're different people. We're different. Wouldn't you like to experience the same transformation?
I hope so.
You can be the next success story people hear about. You can have a total money makeover starting today. So I was thinking about having like a testimonial Tuesday. I will post a success story. You're going to see other people's stories throughout the book. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to be putting up questions and discussion questions, and feel free to post your own questions and talk amongst yourselves.
Don't be scared, Emily.
Don't be
have,
scared.
Have confidence. I mean,
Pray
have
for your
confidence.
paycheck.
It's going to be.
Emily, you're about to give yourself a huge
You're going to have
raise.
a raise. That's what you're going to have. A life raise right now.
Yep.
Just start tracking.
It's going to feel
you guys,
amazing.
It's going to be epic, guys. I hope. I don't know. We're excited. I hope you're excited because I remember when we were there 8 years ago and we first tracked it. Oh my God! You're like, I should have all this money, and I was so excited to have it.
And it's something
to put a name to it.
And it changes monthly, it changes seasonally. And we still are adjusting. Like I said,
man.
we're in an adjustment period right now. We need to raise our grocery budget. But what does that look like? What needs to be taken away? Where am I all of a sudden accidentally spending too much?
Amazon.
Guilty.
I am too.
Who else is guilty?
I
but
am
Amazon?
too.
It's so easy and quick, and
Buy now.
it stores my card information in there, which for a long time we absolutely had 0 credit cards. A lot of you are going to be cutting up credit cards during the next 10 weeks, I promise. We're going to make you take a picture of it and post it. So anyways, we are over our hour, but thank you for joining us. Hopefully, don't be scared. Or I think just being nervous or scared is just your soul telling you to get excited, because your life is going to change and it's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of work. But if you are committed to the behaviors of changing, it's going to change the course of your life.
If you really want this, you got to really want this. That's.
Yeah, you have to want it.
Do you want to have financial peace? Do you want to not be normal? and not have debt and not be.
It's just a matter of control. I think too many people have lost control.
We're out of control.
Too many people are making great money, but they have nothing to show for it. And I think it's so possible for somebody to be making a low amount of money like we were. We're a one-income family on a very modest income, living comfortably because we allowed ourselves that. We prepared and we organized. And we had to say no to things.
And that's what we had to say no.
We could say yes to the important things.
But we could say yes.
So, I mean, we still allow, like, I'm trying to think, like Jacob still gets his golf membership because that's something we saved for. Our kids still get Christmas presents. Yes, sometimes I've bought them secondhand. Who cares? They don't care. Legos are Legos. Come on, whether it's from a rummage sale or Walmart. But you still allow things. You still, can go get your nails done. But otherwise, don't be afraid to cut out your luxuries and just see how far you can get during this time. And yeah, being in control of your money is so empowering.
Amen, Jess.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Just shared that. And then, and it's easy to get control. It's just like a diet, you guys. You can get control for like 3 months or a year, 2 years, 5 years, and then you start getting lazy, which I lost 20 pounds last year, and guess what? And I was like, okay, a piece of chocolate cake here is fine, or buffet dinner here is fine.
Hey,
and
I
then
used to run marathons.
I'm 15 pounds up.
What happened to me? Come on now.
So it's like you have got to, it's work always. There's times where it feels easy, but there's times where you gotta go, oh wait, wake up call. Let's get back in check here.
And
we're in a little bit of that right now.
We are.
So we're excited to get back on track.
Every month we do our budget, but we've gotten laxed, and I'm ready to.
And we're not just talking about money in here either. I actually, when I was arrogant and didn't want to take the class in the first place, I signed up because I wanted to find out about investing. So we are talking about investing, insurances,
retirement,
401k,
college savings.
So those are things we're going to get into too. So I signed up for this class I'm fine financially. I just want to find out about college savings and investing. Well, no, I found out. I was humbled quickly, and we learned a lot more. So we have so much to share with you, so much hear from you. We can't wait. Feel free to comment with anything below.
We really appreciate the interaction.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for your openness.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks so much.
Oh, those things are giving me heart palpitations. Don't worry, one thing at a time, Emily. One thing at a time.
First of all, read the
first
intro, mentally prepare, start tracking a few things.
Keep a journal.
It's all gonna be good.
And don't be afraid to reach out to each other, and don't be afraid to reach out to a pastor and say, hey, I'm taking this Dave Ramsey Book Club thing on with these two weird people online. Can we talk about this? Call a friend. Be like, can we talk about this? Find somebody. I can guarantee you, if you're part of a church, they're going to want to support you through this. All right? And find an accountability partner within the group even. I mean, if somebody made a comment that you can relate to, reach out to them. It would make my day to know people were making friends.
We're here together.
Yeah.
Let's have a good time.
You got this, Emily. See, Cindy and Emily are already cheering each other on. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Thanks for listening in. Bye.